We got more huge news for stock market investors coming from President Donald Trump as he announced an increase in tariffs on Canadian imports. I'll detail the latest from these announcements and what it could mean for stock market investors during a week where we saw many announcements on tariffs, and I'll include all of that in today's discussion and what this week overall has meant for stock market investors as it relates to trade policy and trade barriers. All right, so President Trump surprised markets this past week with a letter announcing a 35% tariff on Canadian goods. But don't just look at that headline number, because there are some carve outs, some significant carve outs. Um, Energy imports will not face that 35% tariff. Energy imports will face a significantly lower tariff. But this 35% tariff is an increase from the 25% duty that the president announced on April 2nd. So Trump's letter also made clear that sector-specific tariffs on steel, aluminum, autos, and soon to be implemented copper duties will be excluded from the 35% rate, as those goods already face tariffs from 25 to 50%. Also, there's a carve out for USMCA compliant goods, and that is significant, as some estimates suggest that those imports that are compliant with the United States, Mexico, and Canada agreement that was signed during the first Trump administration, those imports make up roughly 40% of U.S. imports from Canada. So, if you bring it all together, the compliant goods from USMCA are roughly 40%. Then you have the energy that's tariffed at roughly 10%. Then you have the sector specific, like copper, steel, and aluminum at their own rates. And then now you have this at 35%. And if it's getting confusing for you, believe me, it is confusing. And that's a thing that I also wanted to discuss is, on top of the tariffs that businesses will have to pay to import products, they now have an additional cost, which is the calculation of all of these tariffs. Businesses now have to sit down as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Some of you might be business owners. You have to sit down now and calculate the different prices. What's it going to cost you? How much do you want to pay your supplier now? What's the new currency exchange rate? Click the link below to watch the full video.